Alright guys, so first off, I'm priming my face with the Dr. Brandt Pores No More primer, and then I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Matte and Poreless foundation. I believe I'm in the shade 220, and I'm just stippling this into my skin using my Beauty Junkie flat kabuki brush, and this is my new favorite combination. I have been obsessed with this foundation and applying it with a flat top kabuki brush. It's been my latest obsession. I just love the way it makes my skin look. And then I'm going in with my Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Concealer in the shade Medium Light Neutral, and I'm just taking that to my under eye area. And then I'm going to go in with my MAC Prep and Prime pen in the shade Light Boost, and I'm taking that on top of the concealer just to brighten it up. And I'm also going to be highlighting throughout my face, so I take it to the bridge of the nose, the center of my forehead, to the center of my chin, Cupid's bow, and around the edges of my nose where I tend to get a little red. And then I'm just dabbing this all out with a damp beauty blender, and I'm just blending that into my skin. And now I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder to set my under eye area. This is my favorite translucent powder, and I feel like prevents any creasing in my concealer. And then I'm going in with the Tarte translucent powder to set the rest of my face. This is just going to really help the rest of our powder products to blend easily. And then I'm going into the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm taking the lightest shade and putting that all of the areas where I put the cream highlighter. This is just going to further set things in place and brighten up the face additionally. And now I'm taking those two contour shades and mixing them together, and I'm using my Eco Tools fan brush to contour out the hollows of my cheekbones, around the perimeter of my forehead, and I also like to contour my chin and jawline a bit. And then I am making this very funny face and contouring the sides of my nose, just for a little subtle nose contour. And now I'm going in with the Benefit High Beam Liquid Illuminator, and I'm just taking this to the high points of my face. This was my first time trying this, and it was so beautiful, but the one thing I would recommend is to do one area at a time because it dried so quickly, and when I tapped it out with my beauty blender, it took off some of like my foundation underneath. It kind of like stuck to the beauty blender. So the first part blended out really nicely, and then as I went on to blend out the rest, it just caused a big mess and I had to go fix it. So I loved this highlighter. It was so beautiful and like natural looking, but just it dries very quickly, so be aware. And then I'm going in with my Anastasia Illuminator in this shade Starlight, and I'm just placing that on top of that liquid illuminator to set everything in place and to further give me just some more luminosity. And for blush, I'm going in with Clinique Pressed Blush in the shade Mocha Pink, and this used to be one of my all-time favorites, so I thought I would use it today because it's a nice neutral blush, and Kylie didn't look like much blush on at all, so I'm just popping a little bit of that to my cheekbones, and then I like to go in with a stippling brush and kind of blend everything together and make sure it's nice and smooth, and it kind of gives you like that airbrushed effect. And now I'm setting my face with the Motives No More Shine setting spray, and this is just going to lock in my foundation and help take away that powdery look and prevent any oils from coming throughout the day. And now I'm priming my lids with the Kat Von D eyeshadow primer, and then I'm going to go on to brows and just combing out my brows with a spoolie first, and then I'm using my Anastasia Brow Wiz, but I'm not going to go through the whole process of how I fill in my brows because I have a full brow tutorial on my channel, and I will link that down below in the description bar if you're interested. And now I'm setting my brows in place with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And now onto eyeshadow. I'm going in with the Tartelette In Bloom palette, and I'm taking this light tan shade, I believe it's called Smarty Pants, and I'm just using the edge of my primer to give me a nice kind of sharp edge as I'm starting to place that eyeshadow into my crease and just, dusting on my transition color. You can use tape as well if you want a nice harsh edge, but being that I had already done my foundation, I didn't want to go in with any Scotch tape. And then I'm just building up that color until it gets to the intensity that I wanted. And then I'm going in with this next shade. It's kind of more of a cool tone shade, just a little bit deeper than that last color. And I'm taking this into the crease and into the outer V and just starting to darken things up a bit and bring a little bit more depth to the eyes. And I'm using my Beauty Junkies Pro Tapered Blending Brush to build up that color. I have been in love with this blending brush lately. I have a full review of these brushes on my channel if you're interested, so I'll link that down below. And then I just go back in with my fluffy blending brush to blend everything out. This is the Morphe E23, I believe. And now I'm going in with this dark, kind of cool toned matte brown shade, and I am starting to take this to my lid, and I'm using a fluffy kind of tapered blending brush to put this on the lid. I didn't want to pack it on with a shader brush because I wanted it to be like light and smoky rather than so dark and opaque. So I'm just slowly dusting that onto my lid and then just blending that into the crease as well. And now I'm going in with this matte cream shade called Flower Child to my brow bone. And I just wanted something soft and nothing too shimmery. It didn't look like Kylie had any shimmer to the brow bone, so I decided to keep this matte. And I always like to go back in with a big fluffy blending brush just to blend out those edges. I really go back in with a fluffy blending brush pretty much between each step. And now I'm going in with this shade called Funny Girl and this shade called Firecracker. First I'm taking Funny Girl to the inner corner of the lid, and I did wet my brush with MAC Fix Plus. And then I'm going in with a little bit of that more bronze shade called Firecracker and placing that over that color just to the center of the lid for a little bit of a bronze kind of highlight. I wasn't quite sure if Kylie had shimmer to the lids or if she kept it matte. It was hard to tell from the pictures, but I decided to pop, some shimmer to the inner half of the lid. And then I'm going into the lower lash line. I'm using that matte tan shade called Smarty Pants and just dusting that into the lower lash line. And then I'm going in with Firecracker, that bronze shade, and taking that on top of that because it did look like Kylie had some shimmer to the lower lash line. And just dusting that in, and then I'm taking a flat definer brush with that dark brown chocolate shade and just defining the very outer corner of the lower lash line and the outer corner of the top lash line just to really kind of deepen up the lash line and make them appear a little thicker because I'm not going to go in with any false lashes today. And then I'm taking this MAC eyeliner in the shade Costa Riche, and it's a gorgeous brown liner. I put that on the bottom waterline, and then to the top lash line, I'm taking Kat Von D black eyeliner in the shade Puro Amor just to tightline, and this is going to really make your lashes appear a lot more thick as well. And then I'm going in with the Tarte Lights Camera Flashes mascara today. I'm just curling my lashes a bit, and then I'm going to pop on some mascara. It didn't look like Kylie had any dramatic lashes as she usually does, so I decided just to keep it simple and do some mascara and avoid any false lashes today. So this is the difference. I love this mascara. I'm going to do a full review if you guys are interested. That'll be on my channel soon. And then of course taking some mascara to the bottom lashes as well. And for the tear duct highlight, I'm going back in with the Anastasia Illuminator in the shade Starlight. This is just going to really open up your eyes. And for lips, I'm going in with my Sephora lip stain in the shade Classic Beige. And this is kind of like just a neutral nude lip color. But in retrospect, I kind of wish that I used something a little bit lighter and more peach undertoned because Kylie's lips were a little lighter. But regardless, I went ahead and topped this off with my Milani lip gloss, and this will complete the look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys in my next video.